Aloha! The question today is, how big a part did sorcery play in the Hawaiian culture? Well, it was huge. There was a belief that the Anana priests could pray you to death, provided they were given what they called bait. That is, fingernail clippings, a piece of hair, any kind of bodily fluids. If they could get a hold of that, they could use that bait, they could throw it into a kuni fire, and with the proper prayers and protocol, they could send a curse and they could pray that individual to death. Of course, that was predicated on that individual believing it, but they did, and people were prayed to death. But that is why all the royals, including Kamehameha the Great, had a spittoon carrier, so that when any kind of bodily fluids or fingernails or hair or anything from their person would be put into the spittoon, and that carrier was responsible for discarding it in a way that the messengers of the Anana priests couldn't get a hold of it. Molekai was the go-to place for an Anana priest. Sorcery thrived there. They were isolated, and they practiced the black arts, as it were, more intensely than anywhere else in the islands. And they worshipped the poison god. And it was said that if a flock of birds flew over where they were having a kuni fire and worshipping the poison god, that the birds would drop from the sky. So there was a problem that you could have a boomerang effect, because if a priest on the other side, the receiving end of a curse, was powerful enough, they could reverse that curse and send it back to the sender. So you have to be careful what you start, because you might end up being the finish. Mahalo!